Namaste. Welcome to a class on patience. The Sanskrit word for patience is kshanti. Today we're going to be exploring the different avenues that we can become more patient in our lives. Usually when we're so wound up that we can't find a moment for ourselves on the mat or to be calm for a moment of meditation is usually because we have too much going on in our lives and we've got ourselves all wound up and we just can't calm down. So today we're going to intentionally put ourselves into twists and binds to then release ourselves and allow ourselves to learn that we can come out of these impatient moments and we can calm down to settle into meditation or our own personal practice. So starting today, we're going to be sitting in easy pose. And we're going to be starting with some ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is going to be where we are constricting the back of our throat and we are making ocean-like sounds with our breath as we breathe through our nostrils. This is a good breath to start to relax yourself, bring awareness to your breath and your body, and a good start for any meditation practice. So we're going to be using the Shuni mudra as we practice today. The Shuni mudra will be your middle finger meeting your thumb finger, and we can place it on our knees. Now, the Shuni mudra is going to be lead in patience and discernment. So we're just going to do as many practices as we can to bring ourselves into the present moment, greeting ourselves with patience. So if you'd like to start by making the Shuni mudra, bringing your hands to your knees, and start to explore that ujjayi breath. Maybe closing your eyes, constricting the back of the throat, and bringing a deep inhale through the nostrils. And exhaling through the nostrils. Deep inhale. And exhale. Now moving at your own pace, continuing that ujjayi breath. Deeply inhaling, filling up the chest. And exhaling through the nostrils all the way until you're empty. Notice how your body is already slowing down. If you have any thoughts coming up during this ujjayi breathing, just take a mental broom and sweep them away into a dustpan and shelving them for another moment. 3 more breaths here. Taking our final breath in that ujjayi breathing. And releasing. Next thing we're going to be doing inside this practice is we're going to be doing a kriya. And when we do a kundalini kriya, it's best to always start the class with a chant, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And that is going to open ourselves up to divine consciousness and allow the teacher within us to awaken. So I'm going to chant 3 different times, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And you can just listen, or if you know the words, then you can go ahead and chant with me. Bringing in a deep inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. We're going to start off by doing a kriya. We're going to be doing a spinal flex kriya. We're going to be using our shuni mudra like we used at the beginning of class. And we're going to be twisting at our back. So you can either be sitting on your feet, like so, or you can be sitting in easy pose. I have problems sitting on my ankle, so I like to put a block under my bottom and still be able to sit in that same feet under my bottom position. So we want to have a nice straight spine, rolling our shoulders back. We're going to lift our arms up into goalposts, and we're going to be using that shuni mudra like we talked about. So during this, we're going to be singing along with movement. We're going to be singing in our head, and we're going to be swiftly shifting to the left, inhaling, and moving to the right and exhaling. So we'll try that first. So sitting with our goalpost arms, our shuni mudra, and we're going to inhale and exhale. All through the nostrils. A quick inhale and a quick exhale. You can be pumping your stomach as you do that. So when you inhale, pushing the stomach out, exhale, really bringing the stomach muscles in, pushing that breath of air out through your nose. Now, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be using some singing as well. So we're going to be, I shouldn't say singing, I should say chanting. So we're going to be chanting Sat and then Nam. So on an inhale, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. I'm going to play a Sat Nam song so that you don't have to keep up with that at the same time. But you can also be saying it in your head. So I'm going to go ahead and start our Sat Nam song. We're going to be doing this for 3 minutes. And then once we get into the practice, you're going to start to feel kind of an orb like around you. Kind of sink into that, keeping your focal point with your eyes closed at your third eye. When we're completed with this, we're going to just relax for a few moments afterwards. So let's go ahead and get started. Arms up into goalpost. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Maybe you want to speed it up a little bit. Sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. Keeping your goalpost arms up, keeping that mudra that we have, our Shuni mudra, patience and discernment. You're doing great. Keep your arms up, keeping that mudra, twisting ourselves, squeezing out all of those things that we have wound up in us, keeping us impatient. Sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. If at any point you feel like you need to slow down or stop, that is okay. Release your arms and take a breath and come back in. Or start slowing down. Lowering our arms onto our knees, sinking down into easy pose if that feels best for you. You can stay on your feet if that feels good. Feeling the effects of that kriya. Coming back to our ujjayi breathing and bringing our focal point to our third eye. It's easy to come into a moment of patience when we have twisted out all of the things that we are holding on to. Finding ourselves wound up is very easy in this society that we live in. Taking a moment to intentionally release the things that we're holding on to have a moment with ourselves, a moment with the divine. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bringing yourself a bit back into this moment. You can start rolling your head in one direction and bringing it in the opposite. Rolling our shoulders Bringing ourselves to the right in a twist, and bringing ourselves to the left in a twist, and coming back to neutral. We're going to start standing at the top of our mat. Bringing ourselves into Tadasana. Since doing those twists, sometimes our upper back can be a little bit tense, so we're going to roll our shoulders back really nice, making sure our traps aren't feeling any extra tension, just giving ourselves a little roll, keeping our chin nice and high, our chest open, a little bend in our knees so that we're not hyperextending our knees, making sure our feet are below our knees and our knees are below our hips. We're going to take a slight bend in the knees, inhaling, swan diving our arms above our heads, bringing our hands to prayer, and exhaling into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lifting, and exhaling, planting our hands, stepping our feet back, dropping our knees, and lowering our body all the way to the ground. Inhaling with a baby cobra. As we exhale, we're going to roll our toes, push ourselves back up into a downward facing dog. Pedaling our feet out. I heard someone call it walking the dog. I liked that. Trying to stretch our muscles just enough to get our feet, our heels placed down on to the mat. And if we can't get there, that's okay. Taking another breath here. And inhaling, stepping or hopping up to the front of your mat to your feet meet your hands into a halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. And exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, reverse swan diving those arms over your head into a prayer, and exhaling, hands into heart center. We're going to roll through that one more time. We're going to inhale, arms above head. Exhale, hands through heart center into a forward fold. Maybe hanging out here for just a moment, shaking our head no, and shaking our head yes, always ending on a positive note. Inhaling, halfway lifting. Exhaling, planting our hands, stepping our feet back. Maybe we go through plank down into a chaturanga this time. Flipping our feet and inhaling into an up dog. And exhaling into a downward facing dog. More pedaling here as we take some breaths. We're patient and we don't have anywhere else to be right now. Inhaling, stepping up to the top of our mat into that halfway lift. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, sweeping your arms, reverse swan dive, up above our heads into a prayer. In Tadasana, hands at heart center. Now we're going to bring ourselves into a chair pose. So bringing your feet a little bit wider than they were, and you're going to bend at the knees, shifting your hips back like you're sitting down into a chair, while keeping your ribs knitted in, making sure that your navel point is pulled back so that we're not getting this kind of arch in our back or arch forward. We're going to keep ourselves nice and straight, giving ourselves that line here, that nice angle here. And we're going to lift our arms up, seating ourselves back a little bit further each time. Taking a breath here. We're going to bring our hands together and bringing our right elbow to our left knee, we're going to push ourselves into a twist in this chair, making sure that we're really pushing back in our left shoulder, bringing our chest, opening our chest up. Looking up at the ceiling. Bringing ourselves back up into chair. Bringing our hands together and bringing our left elbow to our right knee this time, pushing up through our right shoulder and opening our chest. Making sure you're not shifting your weight and bringing your left knee forward. Pull that left hip back, keeping your knees aligned and your hips aligned in that neutral position. We're only twisting at the spine here. Coming back up into chair. We're going to step our left foot back, coming into a low lunge, dropping that back left knee, scooting our right foot forward just a smidge, and bringing our arms up in the air for a low lunge. A couple of breaths here. Rolling our back toes, which is our left foot, and pushing up. You can keep your hands down or on a wall if you need help balancing into that high lunge. Lifting our arms above our head again. Keeping our eyes on a drishti point. We're going to bring our hands together in prayer, bringing our left knee to that left elbow to that right knee again, pushing up into that twist. Now, this is balance, patience, forgiveness, surrender in this pose here. Another breath here. Bringing ourselves back, planting our hands and stepping our left foot back into that halfway lift and a forward fold. This time stepping your right foot back. Dropping your back right knee, scooting that foot back, maybe stepping on your, rolling your toes in one time and taking just a smidge step back so that you're getting that good stretch in your hamstring. Bringing your body up and inhaling, bringing your arms above your head. Holding here. Planting your hands down or against a wall to bring that left knee up. Maybe you scoot up a little bit further and coming up into our high lunge. Taking a breath. Bringing your hands into prayer, that right knee, right elbow to the left knee, intentionally winding ourselves up, raising our chest. Again, patience, forgiveness, surrender. One more breath. And unwinding ourselves, bringing that right foot up to our left, halfway lifting into a forward fold. And inhaling, bringing your arms up, bending the knees, coming back into our chair. Bringing our hands together, our right elbow to our left knee, coming back into our twist in our chair. Inhaling, bringing those arms up above head, sitting back into our chair. Exhaling, bringing our left elbow to our right knee, pushing up through our right shoulder, bringing ourselves with an open chest, an open heart. Making sure that left knee doesn't start to scoot forward or outward. Make sure that you're pulling that hip back. We're only twisting in the spine. And coming back into chair. We're going to step our left foot back into a 90-degree angle, giving us a warrior two. Holding here for just a moment. Breathing into our warrior two. Making sure our hips are nice and open at that nice 45-degree angle. Our left back foot is nice and squared, and our front right foot is pointed towards the front of our mat, making sure that our knee is not too far over our ankle, that we're keeping at least only a 90-degree angle or wider, nothing smaller. Twisting that front right foot in to kind of meet the left, we're going to push ourselves down into a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe that means you're just letting your head relax. Maybe you're bringing your head all the way to the mat. Maybe you've got your elbows on the mat. Maybe we're grabbing our ankles. Planting our hands down, we're going to keep our left hand under our left shoulder and sweep the right hand up to the sky, bringing that same twist into this wide-legged forward fold. Here we find ourselves more open, more vulnerable, but more stretched and more guided. Another breath here. Bringing the right hand down, bringing it right under the shoulder, and inhaling, sweeping the left hand up this time, feeling that shifting of the weight between your feet and your hand, really getting a nice twist. Remembering to breathe. Bringing that hand back down, twisting your left foot forward, leaving your right foot in that 90-degree angle. We're going to come back up into the opposing side, warrior two. Another breath here. We're going to step ourselves up to the front of our mat. Seat down into chair one last time. Forward folding ourselves. Inhaling on a halfway lift. And exhaling, we're going to push ourselves all the way down into a plank and bring ourselves all the way to the ground. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And when we exhale, we're going to push ourselves back into a child's pose. Maybe your knees are together and you're dropping onto your feet, which are kind of spread apart, or you're spreading your knees, dropping onto your feet. This can be an active child's pose by pushing your hands forward, trying to put as much stretch into your back as possible. Or you can just relax, bringing your hands to the side.
We're going to push ourselves up and bring our knees in front of us, rolling ourselves backwards. We're going to bring our knees into our chest here. We're going to drop the right knee or the right leg onto the ground, holding that left leg, bringing the left leg across the body, giving ourselves one last twist. Pushing your left hand out and gazing over that left hand. Bringing the left knee back up, dropping the left leg, and bringing the right knee up to your chest. Bringing the right knee across the body to the left, stretching, twisting, and looking over the right hand. Connecting with our breath. Releasing that right leg, bringing our left knee back in, bringing our two peace fingers to our big toe and rolling our back on our back just to give ourselves a little bit of a massage after that. If there's any more poses that you love to end your class with, maybe a shoulder stand, you can go ahead and do those right now. For the rest of us, you can release your hands and your feet, bringing yourselves into Savasana. Maybe getting a bolster for beneath your knees. Bringing your hands to your heart or to your hips. Bringing your focal point to that third eye, your eyes closed. Becoming aware of your breath. We have released those things that have kept us twisted up and most tense. When we release those things, we invite divine consciousness into ourselves as we become a conduit for that word. The more that we shed those things that we carry around with us so instinctually, we become more open to that connection. Spend about 5 minutes here in Savasana. This is your time. slowly starting to come back into the room. Maybe wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Bringing your knees up to your chest and giving yourself just a little bit of a hug. Rolling onto your right side when you're ready and pushing up with your left hand, bringing yourself to a seated position. I hope that this class has opened you up to a more patient and kind version of yourself. I hope that you feel prepared to move forward in your day. Namaste.